It's 6:53, time for the morning sprint.
We're learning the name of the woman who died in custody at the Dane County Jail last Friday. 38-year-old Lisa Harding was being held as a suspect in 2 Madison area bank robberies, but had not been formally charged. She was found unresponsive. Crews could not revive her. Her death is still under investigation.
A plume of black smoke rose into the sky near Westtown Mall yesterday. It was caused by a box truck, which Madison firefighters say caught fire. They were called to the parking lot outside the Cheesecake Factory around noon, but they were able to put that fire out quickly. Currently, the cause of the fire is unknown and no injuries were reported.
The Wisconsin DNR is sending out a warning about fire conditions in the state today. Almost all of the state is in a high state of fire danger. That means wildfires can happen fast. Over the last weekend, in fact, the DNR had to fight 15 wildfires, burning nearly 30 acres, far above the average. For this reason, anyone under high danger should avoid burning to try and stem wildfires.
The Madison School District finally has a new superintendent. The school board voted unanimously to approve a contract for Dr. Joe Gothard. Dr. Gothard is an MMSD alum who recently won National Superintendent of the Year from the School Superintendents Association. He's expected to officially start in July.
The first presidential primary in a battleground state takes place today. Michigan voters are deciding between Republican candidates Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Trump is expected to win after a string of victories last week. Meanwhile, President Biden is facing pushback from Michigan voters over his handling of the Israel-Hamas war. Some are calling for uncommitted votes.
The chairwoman of the Republican National Committee is stepping down next month. The announcement came yesterday from Ronna McDaniel, who says she's resigning to follow the tradition of the RNC. This after former President Donald Trump endorsed new leaders to direct the party should he receive their nomination.
Republican U.S. Senate candidate Eric Hovde says he supports IVF. A spokesperson for his campaign made the statement after GOP leaders encouraged Republican candidates to reject efforts to restrict IVF. This is all part of the fallout after the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that embryos are children. Today, President Biden is sending a top health official to Alabama to talk with patients and doctors about the decision.
At the Capitol today, a Senate committee will vote on a law requiring schools to teach Hmong and Asian American history. Right now, Wisconsin law requires schools to teach students about Black, Indigenous, and Hispanic Americans. This bill would add Asian and Hmong Americans to that list. If the committee recommends the full Senate pass the bill, senators could send it to Governor Evers' desk.
5 minutes away from 7 o'clock, a lot going on as far as the weather is concerned over the next 24 hours. We'll likely break a record. We'll probably shatter the record, headed into the low 70s today. But late this afternoon, primarily into the evening, especially areas south and east of Madison, some showers and storms. Some of these could produce some large hail and damaging winds. And then that changes over to snow overnight, could create some icy conditions on some of those roads as those temperatures plummet about 50 to 55 degrees. No problems this morning into the afternoon. It'll be a nice warm day as we get into the low 70s today. It won't be until we get towards 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Some storms, especially down in the south and east. And then eventually that changes over to some snow as we go into later tonight. So we've got a lot of changes over the next several days, but nice weather for the weekend.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. We'll see you in about 30 minutes.